On this mission, we will learn how to take off and climb to cruise with the MiG-21 bis, following the procedures of the Manual of the Real Aircraft and the checklist of the 476th Virtual Fighter Group. The training checklist includes the following items. Before takeoff, line up check, take off, and climb. Press spacebar to begin. Getting the MiG-21 into the air requires smooth flight stick handling, to rotate the aircraft properly and control the precise amount of pitch-up needed. To give more practice opportunities, we have provided this aircraft slot with the MiG already at runway start, avoiding the time needed for taxi. However, once you have mastered the takeoff, fly the other aircraft slot at least once, to learn the taxi aspects of the aircraft. Now that you are aligned with the runway, we will perform the final takeoff checks. Check the pitot CLK mirror heat switch. Turn on the pitot tube and the periscope heating, if the weather conditions make icing probable. Check that the emergency pitot heat switch is also set to on, if needed. Confirm that the flaps are lowered into the takeoff position. Check to see that the readings of the flight and navigational instruments agree with the actual position and attitude of the aircraft on the runway. Confirm that the NPP course indication is correct, and if needed, adjust the 3K knob so that the instrument shows the exact runway course, on this case, 228 degrees. Landing gear lever lock, unlatch, to ease the upcoming retraction once we are on the air. Second afterburner switch, on if required. As a rule, perform the takeoff with minimum afterburner power. When drop tanks or combat external stores are carried, full reheat power shall be used. When the aircraft carries no external loads or 2 missiles only, takeoff may be performed with full throttle non-reheat power. It is also permissible to use second stage reheat power for takeoff, in order to reduce the takeoff run length, as well as to increase the rate of climb up to an altitude of 4,000 meters. For this training mission, leave this switch off. You are now ready for takeoff, but since its events will happen rather quickly, let's first review the procedure in detail, before starting the actual takeoff. You will apply and hold the wheel brakes, and then smoothly advance the throttle lever to full throttle. Do not go into afterburner, as the wheel brakes will not be able to hold the aircraft still. Confirm that the nozzle open warning light is illuminated. The exhaust gas temperature will rise and reach at least 600 degrees Celsius. Check the engine oil pressure. It should be at least 3 kilograms per squared centimeter and the oil light should be out. With the M02 RPM at 100%, release the brakes. During the takeoff run, control the aircraft steering only by using the rudder. At 250 kilometers per hour, pull back on the flight stick and rotate to a nose-up attitude of 4 to 5 degrees. Press spacebar to continue with the airborne procedure. Once airborne, increase the attitude to 10 to 15 degrees nose up. Keep the throttle at 100% RPM during the whole climb. At 10 meters above the ground, retract the landing gear. Do not exceed 600 kilometers per hour with the gear still extended. Once the 3 red lights indicating gear up illuminate on the landing gear panel, move the gear lever to its neutral center position, and then latch it. Verify that the inlet cone out light is illuminated, and the cone position gauge shows it has extended. Not on the procedure, but at this point turn the taxi lights off. At 100 meters above ground, retract the flaps. Retraction of the flaps will cause a nose-down moment, compensated by trimming on the control stick. Once the flaps are retracted, increase the climb attitude to 15 degrees and maintain 600 kilometers per hour during the climb, until you reach 5,000 meters. With the airspeed increasing beyond 390 kilometers per hour, check functioning of the ARU pitch channel transmission ratio controller. The instrument pointer should deflect to the right, and the stabilizer on light should go off. This completes our procedures review. Press spacebar to begin our actual takeoff. Fully apply and hold the wheel brakes. Advance the throttle lever to full throttle. Confirm the nozzle open light is illuminated. Check EGT, engine oil pressure, and the oil light should be off. Release the wheel brakes. Steer the aircraft with just rudder inputs. At 250 kilometers per hour, pull back the stick and rotate. Airborne, increase attitude to 10 degrees. Retract the landing gear. On 3 red lights, set the gear lever to its neutral center position. And latch the gear lever. Check nose cone has extended, and the warning, inlet cone out, is lit. Turn taxi lights off, down, with a right click. Retract flaps and retrim. Flaps retracted, increase climb attitude to 15 degrees, maintain 600 kilometers per hour until you reach the mission ceiling. Check the ARU gauge, its pointer should deflect to the right. The stabilizer on, light should be off. You have successfully reached 5,000 meters, completing this takeoff and climb training mission for the MiG-21. We have covered the following procedures. Before takeoff, line up check, takeoff, and climb. Please remember to fly also the other client slot of this mission, to learn how to taxi on the MiG-21. On the next training mission, we will learn to navigate on this aircraft employing both ARC and RSBN ground stations. Press spacebar to exit the mission.